trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite. Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Welcome to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast, hosted by Spiicii Boy. Today's guest, it's me, the real RV3.
Man, I tell you what, setting up this recording shit is not it's for the birds. That's why I make Shanked do it. Speaking of Shanked, he's not going to be with us tonight because he is in the middle of evacuating. I think he said his trailer court, which is a phrase I've never personally heard. I didn't know you were that poor. What I did know is that I grew up in a trailer park, so I really can't talk too much shit. Double wide for life, as we talked about. Hope everything's going well with you, buddy, and that your move is going smoothly. I will be inheriting your Cosmic Chris sponsorship since you've died due to gas poisoning. So feel free to shoot me those details before you pass out. I'm in the process of talking to the guests and editing tweets that were poorly written by me, so please forgive the rambling. I've never done this by myself. There is something else I do by myself all the time, and that is disc golf. I don't know where you thought I was going with that. We're going to get started. Please enjoy my personal Spiicii Boy Stanley Cup. They did that shit on purpose. I really don't have a lot. I was going to just talk through a couple things. I know Terry just released the Maricopa Open Round 1 as a full 18-hole video. It's 52 minutes. I think the best joke that I read in the comments was, I thought this was 9 holes and the 52 minutes was just cupcake putting. So that really made me laugh. All right, let me get this link over to the homie. Oh my God, I have to log into Discord. RV3, what are you doing to me, buddy? But let me hear from you guys. How's your week been? I've genuinely had probably the worst in the 8 to 9 days in my life. We're outside 2 minutes. Sorry, by the way, this rant and commiseration is brought to you by Great Lakes Disc. Please make sure you visit them. Use code Hanging Loose for 10% off your purchase. Or if you want to support Brian directly, I think code Woody is his code. Papa Wolf, shout out. Thank you for all you do. My sponsors, OTB, Premier Flight Disc, Team Shanked, shout out. We love you guys. I do not know my Discord login. I haven't played Escape from Tarkov in a hot minute. Also, you guys hit us up on Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what you think about maybe doing some streams. I don't really play Fortnite. Like I y'all would probably get a kick out of watching me try and build shit because I have no idea how any of those mechanics work. But then I think in the same token, you should absolutely get shanked on some Escape from Tarkov and watch him shit his brain out when he gets rushed by 2 dudes with P90s. By the way, we're back to alcohol shirts, kettle and soda. I just got a real nice one from the bar called Black Velvet that I'm very much looking forward to wearing for you guys. Very form-fitting, very tight, very comfortable. But yeah, if y'all haven't watched the Maricopa Open, please go check it out. It is on the Disc Golf Guys channel. And it is desert golf, which, to be honest with you, other than LVC, I would wager is not a very common type of golf that you get to watch get played. There's woods golf, there's open golf, there's golf course golf, but not a lot of desert courses. So I'm not going to compare it to like the Waste Management Open, but it's definitely a different style of golf. There's a lot of really high spiky shots. I know you guys don't like Heiserfest's course, but it's interesting. It's different to watch because a lot of the pins are blind. So like you could just barely see maybe like the top corner of one, or it's completely surrounded by shrubbery and bushes and it's not super exciting. I mean, it is super exciting, but it's not super like you're not going to see skip ins off the cage or things of that nature. It's going to be more just like, oh shit, well, let's get up there and see how close he was. Because me filming it, and Terry poked fun at me in the first video, rightfully so, because I couldn't see half the shots they were throwing because they were just throwing hyzers into the sky. And when you're trying to follow that through a little viewfinder and not fall over because there's like a crevice every 3 feet, it was a little tricky. I will say, Terry, phenomenal job editing out my fat boy breathing on hole number 10 when I had to climb up the mountain. Let's get back to my awful 8 or 9 days, and y'all can just commiserate with me a little bit. So it started, I would say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I tried to start my car and it didn't start up all the way. It did eventually, but it took a little elbow grease, and it continued to happen here and there, but it was not like there was no rhyme or reason. I just couldn't figure out what the issue was. So I assumed it was like my battery cable was loose. So I would get out, wiggle it, and then it would magically start. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just get, a new washer for it or whatever. And then it didn't fix it. Kept happening. So I was like, all right, whatever. So cut to a week ago today, my company that I work for took us, like, they bought out the lawn for like a spring training game between the Giants and Dodgers. And we got to bring a +1. My very best friend Kayla, I was like, let's go to a spring training game. She'd never been to one. I was very excited. The whole day, look at RV3 just chilling. He's just chilling in there. Hey, buddy. And he hits with the hang loose. All right, good. Well, you know what? We'll bring you in now.
Oh, my God. I'm on the podcast. Holy shit.
Instead of just being our blind monkey who edits and does things.
Blind monkey my ass. What's up, Spiicii? Let's go, dude.
This is the first time we've ever spoken. Usually I just ignore your messages in Discord.
I know. What's up, brother?
Going through my shitty week. So let me get through that, and then we'll get some commentary from you.
Dude,
and we
I
can
got
move
a
on.
story about a round I just played too. It's terrible. It's
Good.
so bad. But go ahead.
No.
Don't let me interrupt the flow, please.
Too fucking late.
I'm sorry.
No, so
I'll leave. I can leave.
Yeah, I can just kick you. You don't have
That's
to leave.
true. Yeah.
That's
true.
It's weird being on this end of things where I can see all the controls and everything. Anyway, so I was just telling them how like my car stopped starting properly and I couldn't figure out what the issue was. And a week ago today, my company had rented out lawn seats for us to go to a spring training game, which is like walking distance from our office. Right.
What franchise?
It was the Giants and Dodgers.
Oh,
which
nice.
Is
Okay.
A great game.
Yeah.
And
that was the new pitcher was pitching in that one, I think.
Yamamoto hadn't pitched yet.
Oh, okay. I know he pitched recently, so I wasn't sure if it was that same game or not. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
You're fine. He pitched yesterday, actually. My friend is a very big Dodgers fan, so he went and saw him hitting. He was super excited. But anyway, so my very best friend Kayla, I invited her. She's had her own trials and tribulations recently, so I thought it'd be nice to take her to her first spring training game. All day Thursday, it's raining the whole day. And I'm like a half mile from the stadium. So I'm like, dude, this game's gonna rain out, and I'm gonna be pissed. And so it gets to be close to game time. The sun comes out, it's nice. We're like, oh, finally, like this is what we want. So I go home, I change. I have a very nice Team USA World Baseball Classic jersey. It's got Roger Clemens on the back, but I don't want to hear about it. And
please, I'm a Yankees fan. You could keep that.
He's
thing.
a god. Yeah.
Yes.
I also have an All-Star game.
The ground that man works on.
I also have an All-Star game jersey, a Dustin Pedroia jersey, but it's from the Yankee Stadium All-Star game, so it's got the terrace across the chest. So.
I had a chance to go to that All-Star game, and I missed it. That's a story for a different day.
So anyway, I come home, I get dressed all nice. Like, I love Kayla to death. And, I told her, I was like, I'm going to look good because I love baseball and, whatever. Get this nice white jersey on, go out, my car won't start. And I was like, I really don't want to fuck with the engine while I'm wearing a nice white jersey. Like, that just sounds like...
So you did the smart thing and you took it off first.
No, I definitely was mad and in a hurry. So I just started fixing my car. So I managed to avoid getting anything on the jersey, which was nice. Got the car started, went and picked up Kayla, took her to our office where we had a drink, and then we lifted to the game, even though it was really close for reasons I won't go into. And then Get to the game, wait forever to get in, finally get in, take forever to find our friends on the lawn, finally find them, set everything down, and it starts raining. And I'm like, we're under a tree, so it's not the worst thing ever, but it sucks to sit in the rain. So we set all our shit down, and I'm like, hey, let's go get a beer and a hot dog now, and then we can come back and watch the game. Okay, so we stand in line for 35 minutes to get a beer and a hot dog. We get to the front, and bless them for doing this, but Scottsdale Stadium employs only volunteers to run their concession stands, which is great, but it's from a men's home, and I don't want to sound ageist, but like older people have trouble with technology, and these are all guys who are like 75 years old. And he's just, first of all, I asked him, I'm like, can I use the ticket money? And he's like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, cool, I'm glad you work here. So, Kayla and I are both hyper patient people. Like, we don't, we'll wait. It took this dude, no bullshit, 25 minutes from the time I walked up to that register. It took us 25 minutes to check out because we had to split orders because the money wasn't allowed to be used for the stuff. It was awful. So finally, he gives us 2 of the 3 hot dogs we ordered, gives us our drinks. And then I'm like, cool, where's the 3rd hot dog? And then he goes, it'll be ready in 15 minutes. It's on the grill. And I was like,
fresh one. Nice.
Bro, I've been here an hour, my guy. Like, how long does it take to make a hot dog? So he's like, do you just want a regular hot dog? And I was like, sure. So he hands us the regular hot dog. As soon as he hands it to us, the announcer goes, the game has been called for rain.
No.
So I saw 0 outs of baseball. All of my shit is on the lawn, getting rained on, like immense amounts of rain. Finally go get it. I leave Kayla behind under the awning so she doesn't have to walk out there. Get the stuff, get us a lift. We go back to the office. And then my company is like, okay, hey, we obviously didn't plan for that to happen. So we're going to open a tab at the bar up the street. If you guys want to go, we'll cover like your first 2 or 3 drinks.
Ooh.
Right. So I was like, fuck yeah, night saved, right?
Hell yeah. Good save.
Go out to the car, put everything in the car, start it up, driving with Kayla. We get to a stoplight. My car just shuts off. I was like, what? So car shuts off. I turn it back on and limp around the corner, and I'm messing with the battery in the rain now, which is just so safe. This time I did take my jersey off before I got out. Eventually get the car turned back on, take Kayla home. I go home. I'm pissed. I'm like, this has just been the worst. This has been the worst day. So the next day, I work from home. It's whatever. And then I find out that it's probably like something fuel related, which is not a cheap fix. I'm like very grumpy about it. My day at work was not the best. And then fast forward, this whole week, it's just been one thing after another. This weekend, my ex Jillian and I hung out, and she tried really hard to make sure that I had a great time, which was nice. So she like took me to dinner and breakfast and, bought me smoke and made cookies. It was great. It was a great time. So that was like the highlight of my weekend. And then as soon as my work week started, it was just back to back. Monday, my internet went down for 4 hours. So now I have to make up that time tomorrow. Then I found out Tuesday morning that my uncle passed away. like a very close uncle who was very integral in forming my personality of being kind of like the funny guy.
Right.
And so Uncle Will, shouts out. I love you. I miss you already. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry I can't get to, I know we're going to make everybody sad. Sorry I can't get to Boston for like the viewing and things. I'm going through it a little bit. So, but yeah, it's just been like a kick in the dick after a kick in the dick after a kick in the dick. And I won't say who, but somebody did reach out and was like, hey, I can help you like pay for your car repairs if you need.
Okay.
That's nice. That was like, it genuinely was like a gift. And I was so amped for it. So, good news is Shanked helped me through the diagnosis of my car. I feel like I've been talking for 15 straight minutes. You'll get to talk eventually.
Listen, I don't ever get to talk on this podcast anyway, unless I'm doing an ad read because you guys forgot.
That's how you know we're desperate. So I do like your voiceovers that you seem to do for everybody but me. That's cool.
What are you talking about?
I watched the new intro and it was like Papa Wolf. I was like, bitch, you never given me an intro. How come I never get a vocal intro?
I'll play it right now. You're a lying sack of crap. I'll play it right now.
You only do it on the audio version.
Want me to do it live? Welcome to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast hosted by Spiicii Boy and the Real RV3.
Yeah, see, perfect.
I say your name every week, and I put
I
a
know.
little inflection on it. I go, Spiicii Boy.
Did you see this absolute gem that my
I
boss?
did see that on Twitter, and if I used one of those, I would be jealous, but I don't, so I'm not. Sorry. It's cool.
I got my
just don't
Hydro
use
Flask Boy around here somewhere. I broke it during filming the memorial, so this was a
Brag
welcome
about
to
it.
Well, you know. Yeah, so Shanked helped me identify that it was probably my fuel injectors. I ran some cleaner through it. My car had trouble the first couple days just because I think I hadn't run through all of it enough. Now it starts just fine like it always has. So hopefully we're past that.
Brake cleaner goes a long way too. You got to let it dry first, obviously, because it could be very dangerous. But
yeah,
brake cleaner will get anything off. Well, not anything, obviously.
Yeah, tell me about your round, and then I can
listen.
go into
Thursday night is the league night at Clouder Valley Park here in New Milford, where I live.
This guy.
And what? Sorry,
nothing. I said I wasn't even done saying. Tell me about your round. You were right interested. This guy didn't even let me finish.
Well, I keep telling the two of you there's too much dead air in this podcast, and you can't do neither one of you can seem to do anything about it. So here's my story.
That's not true at all. We'll see.
First of all, timeout. I want to take a quick stop. The two of you have come such a long way from the first episode, and I'm so very proud of you both. You and Shanked have been doing an incredible job. It's been a great working with you guys. I'm happy that we will continue to work together, which is an announcement that I think Shanked is going to make soonish, maybe, possibly. So just be on the lookout for that.
How do I not even know about it? I'm so not involved.
Yeah, you're involved though. You're as involved as you need to be, which is perfect. So I also want to do a shout out to Shanked. I know his cat died also, and now he's got like a thing where he had to miss a podcast. So I'm very sorry that he had to miss today. Shout out to Shanked.
He didn't tell me it. Caleb, I'll use your government name.
Oh shit. I'm breaking news. Maybe I need to cut this.
Why don't you tell me any...
Hey, RV3, cut this. Cut this right here.
Or don't, or just bleep it. I had no idea. I wish he would communicate with me.
I got a text saying, hey, Spiicii's doing the podcast. I'm not going to be on. I was like, no worries. Spiicii's got it. Secondhand now.
I do got it. One thing I can do is never shut the fuck up.
So, Thursday night league, $5 ace pot. I walk up to the first tee and I park it. I'm like, it's going to be a good day. I was first off the box. We only had like 6 people show up. It's the first one of the year. Still a little cold here for some people. Some people are just coming out of hibernation in Connecticut. There's a lot of disc golfers that are very seasonal. I'm not one of them. So walk up to the first tee, park it. I'm like, sweet, birdie. Second tee, park it, sweet, birdie. Third tee, long putt, missed it, got par. Hole 4, par. Hole 5. So I'm get through 9 holes. I'm 2 down with those 2 birdies on 1 and 2. Like, all right, sweet. That's how it usually goes for me, anyways. Go back through because we have a 9-hole course right now where it's still in development. It's one of the projects that I'm working on, and so we get back through, and I get to hole 5. Hole 5 is a tunnel shot. It's about 210 feet. Trees on both sides. The basket is tucked behind the line of trees on the right-hand side. So if you're a righty, you have to throw like a turnover shot with a mid-range or a putter. Or throw something understable, kind of flat, let it, do all the work for you.
Yeah.
So I've been throwing a PA5, which is a semi-understable approach disc from Prodigy. It's in the 750 plastic. I love it. It's nice and firm when I hold it in my hand, and I can let the disc do all the work. For some reason, I decided on the second round through that I was going to try and push my luck after I had gotten a nice long putt. So I'm 3 under at this point. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of spicy. So I throw a voodoo also. I have a couple different voodoos from Gateway. Absolutely love them. I'm a huge Voodoo Ranger fan. The only reason I started throwing them is because they have voodoo in the title. Turns out I actually really like the disc, so I'm just going to keep using them. Super straight. So there's a little gap that's maybe 16 to 18 inches wide on the inside of the tree line that you can kind of flex a disc through. And I've been trying to do it for months, and I've gotten really close a couple times. So I'm like, you know what? I'm throwing really well today. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Hit first available. Into the woods. I'm like, great.
Erect.
Yep. So my upshot out of the woods back to the fairway, I didn't see a branch that was like maybe 3 feet in front of me, like cutting across right in my vision. Just completely didn't see the forest for the trees. Completely just threw right into it. So I'm like, all right, great. So I've moved up 3 feet, and now I'm like 10 feet off the tee pad. I'm like, sweet. Throw out into the fairway, up to the basket, miss the putt. And then I had to tap in after that. So that's a triple bogey. That's what I take there. And now I'm at even. I'm usually between 1 under and 2 over at this course that I work at / play at.
Made that putt. Mm-hmm.
So I was on track to have like one of my best scoring days there ever. And that triple bogey kicks me back to even. And then I bogeyed a really tough uphill 330 foot. Like it's like a pro level par 3 up the hill. And I'm like, man, I missed a putt. So I bogeyed that. And then hole 9, really, really tough water on the left-hand side, trees on the right-hand side. Got to kind of feed it through a gap, hit a tree again, bogeyed again. So I ended at 2 over after I was 3 under. I was so bummed. God, I was so bummed.
Those are the worst rounds. I mean, at least there's, some positivity to it. There were some good shots and joyous moments, but like, I hate rounds where the moment I get out there, I just can't remember how to play disc golf. Those are the hardest ones for me because you stick through it, don't quit, blah, blah, blah. And then by the end of 18 holes, you're like, I can't say what I would normally say because I violate terms of service, but like I am not happy right now. I'm
convinced that 90% of people who play disc golf don't actually like disc golf.
I would say that's fair for like ball golf as well. It's
yeah.
The creeps go out there for the cart girl. There's the and I know several cart girls. They come to my bar and they tell me how bad you fuckers are. Yeah, my last round was kind of similar. There's a guy I play with, Adam Sharp. His father, Warren Sharp's being inducted into the Tennessee Disc Golf Hall of Fame. He's the inaugural class.
Okay. I'm going to Tennessee in May, so maybe I'll catch up with those Tennessee 2 boys.
The Tennessee 2s, courtesy violations in Tennessee. You're gonna have
that's true. They are. Maybe I'll do like a little like undercover.
Make them bid for your company. That actually happened to me. That actually happened to me last night. I was hosting bingo, and there's this trio of girls, Shiloh, Brielle, and Rhiannon, which I know sound like fake names, but they're not. They came in, and Shiloh cannot stand the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, well, that's just a shame.
So usually at some point throughout the night, Brielle will look at me and give me like a little like hand signal. I'll be like, do it. And then I'll play Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls, or Iris, excuse me. And she was like so pissed. So I went over to kind of joke with them while we were going through a game of bingo. And Rhiannon, who's kind of she's the most like, at least with me, the most interactive one. She's like, I will give you $1 to stop this song right now. And then Brielle goes, I'll give you $5 to let it play. And Rhiannon's like, I'll give you $10 to shut it off.
Oh.
And Brielle's like, I'll pay you $15 right now to just let it play. And Rhiannon goes, $20. I will give you $20 cash right now to stop playing this song.
What?
And I was like, this is fucking great. This is the easiest $20 I've ever made.
Yeah,
So she hands
probably.
me $20 cash. And then I went back to the DJ station and just changed it to a different Goo Goo Dolls song.
Yes, I love that.
You should have seen her face. She's like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was like,
love
"I got
that.
you. I would
That's
never do
awesome.
that to you. You just paid me $20. You bought my Burger King tonight on the way home."
That's dope.
Yeah, that's a good time. I love hosting bingo.
How
and
many
trivia.
hosting gigs do you have?
Just 2. I used to have 4.
Well, this podcast.
I guess I'm hosting. This doesn't really feel like
You're hosting today.
I mean, I host every time we do it, but
that's true because Shanked sucks.
Yeah, well, don't. Never mind. Oh man, almost ended a friendship right there because I just can't.
Don't do that.
I have. So I told you, my uncle passed away.
Yes.
Literally yesterday morning, I got the text, and I was hosting.
Again, very sorry for that. Yes.
Well, I mean, it sucks. Everybody loses people,
you're absolutely right.
I just have no decorum. I don't have lines. I don't have filters, really. That's and okay. So I was hosting bingo literally last night, and this regular came in, Jimbo, and he goes, "How are you?" And I was like, "Alive." I said on the microphone, I was like, "I'm alive," and then I paused, and I was like, "It's more than I can say for my uncle." The people who knew that I had lost an uncle that morning were like, "Jesus Christ, bro!" And I was like, "I don't mean anything by that. I just cope with shit by joking about it." So, I wanted to ask you.
Ask me whatever you want.
I don't know if you saw my tweet earlier today about commemorative discs for literally every single tournament that you win. How do you feel about that? Because it kind of drives me a little nuts.
So I saw your tweet, and I also saw, I think it was Crunchy. Oh no, it was Tennessee 2s actually, funny enough. Where they had mentioned, I say they because I never remember who runs the social. They had mentioned that when they do them and they do like a limited release, and then they say, "Oh, there's a restock," and that is kind of a bummer because
I think it was release then.
Right, it's not a limited release if you're restocking it. And as somebody that has just recently, as in like a couple months ago, just started a shop, disclab.io. Go check it out. 30% off everything in the shop. Pre-sale before we even open. Everything in the shop, 30% off. Disclab.io. Shank shirts, they'll be on there as well in like 2 weeks. So get ready for that.
I haven't received my required host shirt yet. So
we're gonna do a Spiicii shirt, probably with the Spiicii logo on it. That'll be pretty cool.
That'll be nice.
And we're doing some content stuff too. Me and I almost said Spiicii. Me and Shanked are doing some content together, so that'll be fun. But anyway, when they reprint the discs. After they've said, "Oh, it's going to be a limited release," or "Oh, it's a special edition," and the special editions are usually a little bit better about, but it ruins it. It absolutely ruins it. Now, I don't mind them doing it for like every pro tour event. Like that part of it kind of makes sense to me because, like, it's a way to kind of elevate the talent, which is the players. Right, they're getting a little bump from that. I'm sure they're not just.
Sure, of course.
I'm not gonna say for sure 100% that the manufacturer is not keeping all of it, but I would assume that some of that from the hey, congratulations, championship series, whatever disc that they make with your name on it, I would assume they get some sort of kickback from. So not only does it help that, but it also helps with maybe moving some of the molds that they were having a problem moving as well, because I know that companies will often obviously put stuff on sale that they're having a problem moving or like something like that. So I could see how that could kind of also be beneficial. I think it's important to recognize and celebrate how hard it is to win on the pro level, because it is obviously you can't do it. I can't do it. Nobody on this podcast can do it. It's AMs only, right? We're only AMs. So there's nobody on this podcast that's going to win a Pro Tour event or
Why do we
even
not
like a
have
national.
a
like-
fake only AMs graphic that we paraded? Caleb, get on it. You do graphic stuff. Give me an only AMs.
We need a only AMs.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
I totally get what you're saying. Like, it's very difficult to win on the pro tour level. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I need a Music City Open commemorative disc. I just don't need one. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock to that event, but it's not. If you win the Tour Championship, if you win Worlds, if you win like.
This kind of goes back to what Tennessee 2 said on Twitter today about that very topic. Excuse me, I had pizza right before we started. But like they were talking about how if they kept them at a limited number and made them more of a collector's item, then it's a different story, right? Because I've been going to and working at the MVP Open.
Okay.
At Maple Hill with Steve Dodge and all that stuff. And part of the gift that they give you at the end is you get a signed disc from the two people who won. So I have a glitch, a special edition glitch with Matty-O and Holland Hanley's signature on it, which is super cool. And it's not like a championship disc or anything, but it's a collector's item that I have that I set aside. I have a Simon Lizotte signed Echo, and I don't throw that either. I have that up on the shelf. So there's stuff like that where I'm kind of like on that side of it, where the collector's part of it hits a little bit higher of a point for me than it would for somebody else. But again, it's ruined by the fact that they make so many of them.
Yeah, and I mean those ones we've even seen footage of them like signing live right after they win, you know, and that's cool shit.
Yeah, let me see. This is the part of the podcast where Spiicii walks away and I'm just here by myself. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Make sure you follow these guys on Twitter and Instagram at Hanging Loose Pod. Go ahead.
If you want. So this is the first event.
Follow them right now.
This is the first event I ever worked. Was this nice foil?
I love that art style, by the way.
It's great, right?
I'm such like a weird 90s Tron art style. Love that.
And so this is Paul Macbeth, Andrew Presnell, Paul Ulibarri, Nate Sexton, Missy Gannon, Paige Pierce, Brody Smith, Hannah Macbeth, and Michael Johansson. It's like all on one disc. Like
that's
this is a collector's item.
Yeah,
you know, I would never get rid of this disc, but like at this, like the memorial,
I would go get the glitch, but it's 2.5 floors away, and I don't really feel like going that far.
2.5 floors away, okay, rich guy. I don't even have 2.5 fucking bedrooms.
I live in a very narrow house.
European.
And it's actually it's only a flight and a half of stairs, actually. But anyway.
Well, I mean, every flight and a half to us feels like 7. So
that's true. Especially when you're 6'3" and 300 pounds. That's a lot of steps.
I'm neither of those things. I've only ever been one of those things, and I'm glad I'm not anymore. Yeah, just in the realm of collector's items, and I've told the story on this podcast before, but like my Brody Smith original Black Get Freaky that I bought was one of 50.
That's sick.
Like I sold it a year after I bought it for $805.
I can't get into the cards because I'll be screwed. That's sick.
Yeah. That's what I need. Like
stuff like that is so cool.
We need a Spiicii Boy Brixton card, and they follow me on Instagram and Twitter, so it's inevitable at this point.
Yeah,
sorry, Terry.
They'll run out of people eventually. After they do the Terry Miller card, then they'll have to do the Spiicii.
They already have Terry Miller cards.
Do they? I missed that. I guess.
Yeah, they have several Terry Miller cards actually, and I'm like, listen, we could like make me a hot sauce label card. I think that would be sick as fuck.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, there's lots of ways we could go with it. I just got to get more famous first. So
I'm doing all I can for you guys. I promise.
Oh, I appreciate everything that you do. Also, there's so much cool shit on this on like the director view that we could have done different, like different backgrounds. There's a music called Feeding the Ducks. There's a countdown which we could absolutely be using. We can make our own overlays.
Well, and this is a little peek behind the curtain, but I have told Shanked probably 100 times that we need to switch to the other program so that I can actually do all that stuff live while you're recording it, and then it would be so much easier.
I mean, couldn't you just start the stream from StreamYard and then we'll be in the studio recording while you're doing all the things? Does that not work?
That could work. We haven't tried that yet, but that could very well work. Yes.
God damn it.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff we can do. Sorry, I totally got sidetracked.
No, that's okay. I a little peek behind the curtain for everybody. So what else is going on in what else is catching your eye these days? What
my Jim Carrey Grinch face?
Is that what that is? Is that what that's supposed to be?
I'm not green or furry, but if I was, it would look identical.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word.
No. What else is going on? I am in the habit of taking snacks from my office, which is great. We got a classic beef stick here for the people.
I keep getting advertised those on YouTube for some reason.
My dad bought me a monocular, which I don't understand why, because I already have a rangefinder. Actually,
I was going to say, does it tell you how far stuff is? Because it would be pretty useful.
It would be if it worked that way. It's actually super funny. So my family kind of had a raucous holiday season where we couldn't all get I literally have Christmas with my mom this Sunday, and I won't go into why, but it's been that wild of a holiday season. Yeah. So back around actual
Families
Christmas,
are crazy.
Yeah. Back around actual Christmas, my dad, we all got together at my sister's house. We're all opening gifts, whatever, and I opened this monocular, and I was like,
"Is this like cool. A white elephant style where you get to like steal from somebody, or is it just you open it and that's what it is?"
It's just what my dad thought I would want the most, which I thought was hysterical.
Yeah.
So then
you probably don't want to use that and look at my face too much. Actually, that might do some damage.
So then,
I'm gonna sell those feet pics. I'm gonna make sure I zoom in on those.
Have fun. They're bloated as fuck right now because I had wings for dinner and I'm all salty. So then I'm like going through the monocular was in a shoebox of a bunch of like little random gifts. So I'm going through the shoebox, and then I run into this, and I was like, "What the fuck, Dad?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Really?" Yeah. I thought you might want 2 of them. And I was like,
that's something my dad would absolutely do that.
You bought me 2 different.
For the thumbnail, please just thank you. All right, Caleb,
Am I even using this one right? Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, make sure you there you go.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
And it's to date probably the funniest gift I've ever been given is
that's great.
Separate, different sized, also doesn't tell the distance monocular.
Well, if you use them both at the same time, you have one very awkward pair of binoculars.
And I'm like, why would you not just buy me? First of all, you're a Marine for 21 years. I know you've got pairs of binoculars out the ass around this house. And
probably got ones we can't even get as like citizens, probably.
Yeah, no, see, he doesn't even have Civi binocs. He's got fucking, the Spec Ops,
Super Night Vision,
Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell.
Very cool.
Oh man!
So one of the topics I wanted to bring up to you was
daddy issues.
Thankfully, I don't have any of those. I'm lucky.
The only one I have is fucking monoculars.
Yeah, well.
Tell me, what do you have?
Broach
me.
So here's a little thing I've been working on is for the Pro Tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
why not just like have them tee off in the point standings from like the halfway point on, and only have the playoffs be like the top 50 like it has been, but like have the tour points carry over and like put that much more emphasis on how many points each person has. Like, and I'm not saying the whole year, right? Because you got people in and out, you got, sponsor exemptions, all that kind of stuff. And I totally understand that, right? And I totally understand with that where the sport is, that you're gonna have to have those like sponsorship exemptions and like, oh, it's a Discraft presented event, so you're gonna have, all your Discraft cronies or guys.
It's like the memorial, yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing, slightly less so, but with USDCC and Innova, it's mostly Innova guys the first day, and then it kind of goes after that. But I don't see why you couldn't do, and I don't think it would necessarily really change anything, but I would just love to see them talk about the tour points more than just the last 3 events of the year, because as kind of like a little like a minor stats nerd, and like I don't have a favorite disc golfer. I just love watching disc golf. That's just like, it's really fun to, obviously we all enjoy watching, the pros do what they do almost every weekend. And I would just like to see and maybe it's not even like set it up in that order, but at least talk about it a little more. Besides like the last 3 or 4 events of the year, because it would have made Yuli's comeback last year, like, that was huge. The points deficit he overcame to get into the Pro Tour final was insane. And nobody really knew until Sunday at MVP, when he was moving up the leaderboard and made the cut to go to the Pro Tour final. Like, if you knew about that 2 weeks before, when he started to really kick ass, like 2 weeks before MVP, you would have had such a huge, like, so much more of a storyline out of it. And I feel like we were all kind of robbed.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't agree with Brody on everything, but I do agree with him on the stance of like disc golf needs more stories. And I think exactly what you're saying is a good way to implement that. It's like, and I mean, I fully, if I were DGPT, I would have leaned into the Ageless Wonder, like all, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Why not, dude? It's right there, and it's great content already. You could tell it fuels him. Like, even just, I filmed him on 2 of the cards at the Memorial, and he's just like, it's funny to hear him talk about the way he's going to play a hole versus Anthony Barella.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have an AB arm.
Right.
Nobody has an AB arm.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so it's like watching him look at a hole from the tee box and kind of break it down is completely different than watching somebody who's got a 700-foot drive, whatever.
Right.
And I would like to see more of that, of like, let's take 4 different completely play styles. Let's take a lefty.
Yeah.
Let's take a big arm. Let's take, a smaller arm relatively. He still outdrives me by 500 feet. But, like
we've established that.
I do have a bitch arm, dude. I really wish I knew how to get over 300 feet. I can't even hit 300 feet.
I hit 300 feet like pretty consistently just recently.
Like, I'm so bad.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
All my shit's accuracy stuff, but like, I get what you mean. Is like, if we had that, like,
it would have been huge.
Watch, yeah, it would have been great.
It would have been insanely huge to watch him climb up the leaderboard, and even just round to round, because they already do it like at the end of the year, so you could absolutely do it. Let's say halfway, or like 2/3 even through the season. Where here's the points watch, and here's what we're looking at. Here's who's at the line, and here's who's not.
Yeah.
And this kind of what you were talking about also plays into a tweet that Brody had today about the video from the PGA event where it was like 8 minutes long, and they were debating on whether a ball had bounced in bounds or out of bounds because there's a red line to mark like the water level for a particular hole. And they had
a Rory shot on hole 7, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, because I wouldn't have remembered all those details. So they're talking back and forth about it, and Brody's tweet was something to the effect of allowing the players to A, be mic'd up, and B, having those discussions without any interference, and kind of allowing. And I feel like, and actually it had come up on Sunday when Luke had thrown onto the green on 17, and they couldn't really figure out where it was, and they were kind of having some conversation about where he needs to take it from. And we kind of, not that they do a bad job, because it's a dream job, right? You're sitting there, you're talking about disc golf, and you're watching the best players on the planet play disc golf, and you're just sitting there and talking about it and analyzing it. That's fantastic. I would love to do that. I would pay money to do that, right? Don't let Jeff Spring hear me say that. I would pay money to commentate, to be a commentator on Disc Golf Pro Tour on the DGN, okay? Like, that's incredible. But there is some times where less is more a little bit. And like hearing more input from the players, and hearing like you were talking about Yuli at Memorial, hearing him kind of break down. And that's something that is almost exclusive to the cameramen and the people who are close enough to hear him. And that's,
I know, and you're not getting any of it, so stop asking.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sorry. Like,
no, I fully hear you. I fully understand what you're saying. Is like, it would be nice to kind of be privy to be in that little circle of
right,
that cone of silence, if you will. And that goes back.
It's part of disc golf. When you're out with your friends, you're talking about the shots you're trying to hit. Like, it's part of the sport, and you're taking that away. And I understand there's a certain level of professionalism that you're trying to hit with the broadcast. I'm not taking that away, but there's a fundamental, and the same thing with like a doubles tournament. And I know Germ talks about it like every other week on the practice round or on Jomez coverage or whatever, where having a legitimate televised, in air quotes, doubles tournament, mixed or not, it would be fantastic. And like, even if it's just for charity, even if it's means nothing for the Pro Tour points, like stuff like that is so ingrained in the sport, and it's missing on the pro level, and that sucks.
I think that's why the Pro-Am last year at Funky Farms was such a big hit, because they're throwing stuff and they're going, okay, well, now we're parked, so you can run it. And, you know, those are conversations we have 20 times around, you know. And going back to the cameraman thing, is that's one of the things that I had to work the hardest at, like remembering to pay attention to when Terry started to kind of show me the ropes a little bit. He's like, if they're OB, film that disc, get as close to them as you can. I want to hear their conversations. And that's another thing that I really enjoy. Even if you just watch the Maricopa Open coverage that Terry dropped today at the Disc Golf Guy channel, not a sponsor, just love him.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks for everything, Terry. Is it's only him on commentary.
Right.
So there's a lot of dead air, so to speak, but you're hearing the sounds of the game. You're hearing the disc hit the chains and drop, that kind of thing. And one of my favorite moments, and Abe, I'm certainly not trying to throw AB under the bus, because he and I have actually become pretty good buddies at this point, is he misses.
I think you were the key to him winning his first Pro Tour event, I think.
Obviously, because I'm shaped like a pawn. So.
I said that when I was watching it. I was like, since
Spiicii.
him and Spiicii have become friends, he's killing
it. Yeah, he knows. was rubbing off on him. But there's a point in the first like 5 or 6 holes where he misses 3 straight straddle putts, and he misses the third one, and he kind of drops his other putter, and he goes, "I can't make a fucking straddle putt." And like Terry left that in unedited and was like, "That's how it is sometimes." And like that's the emotion and like
that's
raw.
what you say on a disc golf course when you miss 3 putts in a row.
Right. And it's like I love that stuff. And I told Terry, I was like, I think you really should just put in the rounds with no commentary. And I can't remember
who's been doing that. Hadn't he in the past? He's been doing, or no, maybe maybe it's GK.
I think they both.
There's somebody has been doing
Unplugged.
That. Yeah.
And I can't remember who tweeted about it today, but I wanted to bring it up for this reason. Is like disc golf ASMR could absolutely be a thing. Yeah. Let me hear you ruffling through your bag to find your whale sack. I love that shit. It would be very hard to pull off in a professional setting, but like just film a disc golf ASMR round. Like another round could go out and do it. They'd be great at it. Anybody could do it.
I edit and produce sometimes on this podcast. So I was editing Shank's supplemental one that he did for the end of season 2. And because I don't do the video portion, I just do the audio portion. So just listening to him kind of like walk throughout the course and every 10 minutes stopping and saying, I don't even know if this is listenable or not. And like hearing him like throwing and like kind of doing a play-by-play. And of course, the passion for me, and this kind of goes into a little bit of a tangent, but I'll try to stay away from it. I grew up and still do listen to a lot of especially baseball games on the radio. John Sterling is a huge influence on me as a person. Just like I wanted to be the Yankees play-by-play guy when I was a kid. Like that's my dream job. I'll never be able to do it because there's people that are way smarter than me and that are way more qualified for me to ever do that job. But it kind of took me back to like that would be a really cool thing to do, of just like a audio play-by-play, like walking and playing disc golf and recording a round, and just kind of like talking and see what comes up, because most of the time, and I'm sure it's the same for you, me and my friends are just talking about the most random crap.
Oh yeah.
And it's prime like just hanging out with your friends kind of entertainment, and I feel like a lot of people like that. So it's an idea that we've toyed around with a bit, and it obviously turned out pretty good because got the supplemental episode out of it. So
yeah, he doesn't tell me he's doing any of the shit. I had no idea that was happening.
Yeah. I don't know if he posted it or not, but I edited it and put it together, so he better do something with it.
Well, he said there was a bonus audio episode, which is fine, but I was confused because I never heard about it. I tried to live stream on Twitch. It looked fine. It said it was fine, but like I actually lost a follower during that round, and that's probably just because the camera's jostling around and shit. I would love to be able to live stream disc golf in like a semi-acceptable setting, but my phone mounts on my bag, so it's just constantly like a herky jerky. That's a good
motion.
Clip. Yeah, if we could just.
So I have a GoPro Hero 9, and it's got a functionality where I can actually tether it through my phone and live stream with it, and I mount that to my Zuka cart. So I've done that a couple of times, but
that's where I had my phone.
Following as either one of you do. So
I please surpass me.
Follow me on Twitter at @TheRealRV3. It's not that hard, people. Come on. And go follow Disclap at Disclap. At Disclap. Content coming soon.
So are you a candy person?
I love candy. What kind of candy are we talking about?
Okay, so I also love candy. What? Give me some of your go-tos.
All right. Huge Swedish fish guy.
See, I don't
I'll
like Swedish fish.
I'll destroy any size bag of any Swedish fish anywhere,
I'm
anytime.
grabbing some water.
All good. When it comes to chocolate, obviously Reese cups, the full size ones, because mama ain't raised no bitch. Obviously Jolly Ranchers. The old
what Jolly Ranchers?
Yeah, Jolly Ranchers are good. Blow pops are good.
Jolly Ranchers?
When I was a kid, I really liked, and it was exclusively the orange ones, the orange Tootsie Pops. Didn't like the other ones, but the orange ones, something about the citrus and then the sweetness of the chocolate, super good. Also, Tootsie Rolls, super good. Well, so what kind of candy guy are you?
So where I work, they keep they have a whole back room. And in this back room, they have a beer fridge that's fully stocked all the time with like Trulies, Modelo's, Stellas, that kind of stuff. And I saw your Truly.
I got these for free from the other co-founder of Disc Lab, Ian. He was dropping off some stuff at my house, and he goes, "Do you want these Trulies?" I was like, "I never really had one, but I guess." Because he's
They're
going
not
out of town.
I like
they give me a headache because of the weird sugar alcohol in it. I don't really like.
I'm type 2 diabetic, so give me that sugar, baby.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So next to the beer cooler, they have this big shelf, and just like starting from the top left, I'm going to take you through everything that's in there.
All right.
Top left is like those animal cracker cookies, like the iced ones, the pink and white ones.
Okay.
And then next to that, you have Nutella and Goes. And then next to that, you have Dunkaroos. And then next to that, you have Cinnamon Toast Crunch Dunkaroos, which, what the fuck? I didn't even know those were a thing.
Time out. Explain a little bit.
They're just Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Are they the pieces. Squares? Or are they like sticks?
No,
with cinnamon
they're
toast?
They're the normal Dunkaroo like cookies, but they're vanilla flavored? Cookies.
Okay.
No, and then the dip for the Dunkaroos is Cinnamon Toast Crunch icing. They're incredible. Okay. Then you go down a shelf.
Yep.
And you have a little thing of there's like 60 in there at any given time. They're Airheads. Then next to that, you have full packs of Starburst.
The hold on, are we talking the share size or the king size? Are we talking like the this one or this? Oh, this.
It doesn't have a special designation. It's the normal pack of Starburst that you would buy. Okay. So there's 3 of each color, I think, is how those are proportioned.
Is that how those work?
Yeah, I believe so.
You're making that up.
I'm fat. I'm not making up candy.
You're making that up. There's no way.
It might be 4. It's either 3
or 4. Out of your ass. There's no way.
Google it. RV3. Pull that up, Red Band.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
It's either 3 or 4. You get each of, because there's 4 colors, and I think there's 12 Starbursts in a standard pack, or it could be 16.
Starburst standard pack.
Listen, we're gonna pause to see if I'm right here.
No, that's okay. Keep going with your candy shelf.
So then there's regular bags of, hold on, Skittles like this.
Uh-huh.
So then there's Kit Kats, Snickers, Paydays, full-size Reese's Cups.
Payday's good.
I fuck up a Payday. I love a Payday.
Yeah, Payday's good.
Peanut M&Ms, regular M&Ms, chocolate ice donuts, powdered donuts, and probably like 5 or like fruit by the foot and all that. It's all on one shelf. So like every day, that's the door I walk out to leave. So every day I stop at that shelf and I just fucking load my bag up with candy. I grab a Liquid Death out of the beer fridge.
Have they caught up? Oh,
everyone does it. Everyone does it.
I got you.
Yeah.
So this is a 14-ounce. Oh, this is a 14-ounce bag. No, that doesn't count.
See, you thought you fucking had me.
No, I was I was going to confirm what you said, but I can't back it up on anywhere other than Reddit. But that's just Reddit. And I mean, I don't know about you. 36 count pack. Oh no, that's like a. They have Starburst lollipops? What?
Dude, have you ever had Starburst jelly beans? They will
I
change
have had
your
Starburst
life.
jelly beans. Yes.
Oh my
I did
God.
not know they had Starburst pops.
Perfect for on-the-go snacking. Each Starburst package includes 12 pieces of individually wrapped fruit chews. That means there are 3 of each of the 4 colors in every pack.
I think
dead
it's
on.
random. There's no way it's just 3.
It's not random. They're always in the same order. They're always in the same order.
Right.
I'm telling you, next time you buy one, open it up.
I'm gonna buy like 4 of them and just
I'll go to fucking work tomorrow and open it up and take a picture and send it to
put it up on Twitter. We'll settle it there.
What's
Open
your
up
favorite
a couple
Starburst?
All right, so here's the thing. They did the favorites.
Right, which
had the favorites where it's all the red flavors from each one.
Right.
The original red cherry. Obviously, because I'm a Swedish fish guy. I love red candy in general. Swedish fish, Twizzler, the cherry Twizzlers, especially the peel ones.
I like the peel and eat Twizzlers.
I call it the pinch and peel, but that's not what they're called.
No, that's a bad name.
But yeah, I'm a huge fan of cherry color, and actually kind of bummed at Skittles because they recently changed the flavors.
The strawberry.
Yeah, it's not cherry anymore, it's strawberry. And they got rid of the green is not lime anymore. It's apple, I think. Now.
Nope. Actually, are you ready for more random candy knowledge?
Did they switch it back?
I think in 2003 or 4 they switched to green apple for the green Skittle. Yeah. And they just recently, within like the last 2 or 3 years, switched back to lime.
Oh,
and it actually says on here the original lime up.
Nice.
I am kind of in the vast minority of Starburst eaters in that for me it's orange, yellow, red, and then pink. I do not like pink Starbursts.
There's none of them that I don't like, but
I mean, I'll eat them. I
have
an addiction just the same as the rest of you, but
yeah,
it's not. Pink is like my least favorite one. I remember I went into the QT around the corner one time, and the girl working was super cute, and I was like, "Let me ask you something. What's your favorite Starburst?" She goes, "Orange, yellow, red, pink." I was like, "Marry me right fucking now. I will have your babies. How about that?" Yeah, good times.
So the only other thing, and I know we're getting kind of close on time. An hour and 5
You're the only one that has a time problem.
I only have a time problem because I'm the person that has to edit it, and it takes me about a minute and a half per minute of time that is in the podcast. So it takes me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to edit an hour-long podcast.
Let's see. Wild.
Yeah, I do a lot. You know what I mean? I got to cut all the dead air. I got to cut all the coughing and the sneezing and the chewing into the microphone. And
I have muted myself for my chewing today. You're welcome.
Today you did, only because I'm here. If I didn't, you would have heard about it.
He wanted me to roast Green Splatter. He was just going to pull up Green Splatter tweets and read them to me and then let me roast them. But probably save that for him because he'll
save that for him. Yeah, he'll enjoy that. He's been trying to take them down for a little bit.
It's so silly. There's room for all of us, even the ones that use AI to write our articles.
Out.
Roasted!
Or steal other people's content.
Yeah, right. Shit ass. I was gonna tell you something else too, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
See, we both.
I am excited. Yeah, well, it happens. You get to take us out with a scream today, though. Are you excited to do that?
I do get to take you out with a scream. I'm only a screamer in the bedroom, so.
Lies. Lies. A man with that kind of mustache? Absolutely not.
Lies. I've not been in the... Never mind.
It's been a while since he's been laid, folks. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, the
Um,
mustache isn't helping as much as everybody thinks that it would.
you know what helped me the most? That right there, baby. Genuinely, getting a neck tattoo was like the best thing that ever happened to me.
Is that an Orlando Magic? It looks like the Orlando Magic logo.
No, it's a skeleton hand right here
Okay.
holding a glass of.
Could you see how, like, on the screen, how it would look like an Orlando Magic logo?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of
old
things.
one.
A lady asked me if it was a squid. Is that the state of California? No, it's a skeleton hand holding a glass of Malort. Have you ever had Malort? Have you ever heard of Malort?
I've heard of it, never had it.
Yeah, so I drink it I do probably 5 or 6 shots of it a week just during my hosting gigs. And it's
because you enjoy pain and suffering, or
no, because I'll do pretty much anything for a laugh, but people think that I don't think it's as bad as everybody says it is. It definitely doesn't taste good, but it's not like horrid the way most people would describe it to me. So like I have a bottle of it in my freezer right now and I don't have a problem. It was a gift that I've not touched. I
wouldn't call you out if you did.
No, I know you, but the internet will, and you know they will. So I would fuck the internet. Yeah, that's a brave stance these days. I don't know. Do we have a giveaway? I'm so behind on giveaways, dude. Everyone that listens to the podcast fucking hates me, and I apologize. If I could add one thing to your duties, it would be to like note the giveaway in the Discord when you're editing, because we always forget.
That's very easy to do, and I told Shank that we could even handle like the shipping. Like I have all this stuff to, obviously because I have a shop, I can do all the shipping very effortlessly.
But the problem is it's all here with me. So.
Right. You would have to, yeah, that would be an issue. But yeah, so for a giveaway, let's do this. Let's do if you have to like follow Disc Lab and follow Hanging Loose Pod. Okay. And you have to go to Shank's on Shanked on Twitter, ShankedDG at ShankedDG on Twitter, and tell him how much better of a job we did without him than we would have if he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that you missed him. Definitely don't do that. Just tell him how good the podcast was without him.
If you tell him that you missed him, you will be disqualified from all future.
Correct. Yeah, correct. And then in a week, we will pick from those people a winner.
Perfect. I think we're going to try to switch, and this is a groundbreaking announcement.
Breaking news.
I think we're going to switch to recording on Saturdays. I don't know how that's going to line up with your editing schedule. That
probably means a Monday release.
Which Monday release used to be my stripper name. So we can do that. And so a week in 2 days, we'll pick a winner when we record next Saturday. And I think we've got some exciting guests coming in. We're going to talk about what's going on with Lone Star and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh, man. I hope I hope everything goes well, and thank you.
Go follow Meridian Discs.
Yeah, go follow Meridian
on
Discs
Twitter.
If you live rangerously because you're a Lone Star Ranger and not a Voodoo Ranger fan, just be a better person. Just like, come on.
That was a stretch.
I don't care.
Be a better person.
Yeah. We're not ordering any discs from them anyways. So.
Nope. I'm pretty sure they hate us all anyway because of our second ever episode. So,
oh well.
Well, man,
how hard is that? You send a freaking T-shirt. I could send it. I'm sending T-shirts all over the goddamn place. You can't send the guy a T-shirt? Holy shit! Anyway.
Now you guys know who's editing our shit and why it gets a little weird sometimes.
Weird? What's weird about that? Oh, this guy did a cool thing with his dog. Oh yeah, fuck you, guy. Yeah,
that's not. Great. I'm talking about how passionate you are 20 episodes later about it.
That's the first chance I've gotten to talk about it.
It's the first chance that you've gotten to talk, period. So
True.
It was great to meet you and actually
I'm
get to
some
chat
of the
with you.
audio podcast. You just don't listen to those.
I don't listen to the audios, actually. I pull them up on YouTube while I'm doing my day job, and I listen to them there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It was good to meet you, though, finally, bud,
Yeah,
and
of course.
get to chat with you. Thank you for
I
all
will-
you do. You know you're an immense part of the podcast, even though no one sees your ugly mug most of the time.
Out of the two of us, I'm the better looking one. So, what's that say about you?
Debatable. If you're talking about you and Shanked, yeah, for sure. Especially when he did that god awful beard. What the fuck was that, my guy? You ready to send us out with a scream?
Listen, thank you guys so much. It's incredible to help you guys out every week. I'm again so thankful and so grateful for you guys to allow me to have this outlet of helping produce and edit the podcast. It's so much fun.
Hey man, we enjoy having you, and it was very difficult not to cut you off mid genuine things.
Make sure that you follow Spiicii Boy DG. Make sure you follow ShankedDG. Make sure you follow the Hanging Loose podcast. And of course, thank you, Great Lakes Disc, for sponsoring this podcast. You can use code Hanging Loose at greatlakesdisc.com.
Only one.
Yes, only one disc. You all have to fight over it. I met Papa Wolf at the Northeast Disc Golf Expo. We hung out for a bit, played around a mini golf. It was fantastic.
He's a great dude.
I will now do the scream because I've delayed it long enough. See ya! Thanks for listening to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast. We'll be back again next week. Until then, hang loose.